I have so many clients who are in the midst of harnessing their genius and creating a new identity for themselves as an entrepreneur. And really, what I have gone through with so many of them, defining your version of success and embracing your unique genius and your talents and declaring your purpose and goals to create a new business. And then we create an action plan with milestones and metrics. But one of the areas that so many entrepreneurs get stuck in is just managing your thinking and shifting your thinking from a perspective of scarcity or lack to one of prosperity or abundance. And that's what I'm going to go through today. So this is just one component of what I do with clients. And I just wanted to share it with you because it's so incredibly powerful. And this is just kind of a view of the schedule. So today we're going to review the 7 quantum laws, and each of these days is just a little golden nugget for you to think about and integrate into your world, and you'll find it to be really, really powerful. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is something called the quantum laws, and many people have names for this, laws of success, etc. But what I wanted to emphasize here is that there are 5 human senses that we all know about: sight, taste, smell, touch, hearing, and they impact us. But there's a 6th sense that people don't talk about quite as much in business. I know I didn't learn about this at all in business school, and I've been studying it for the past 5 years as I work with entrepreneurs and clients. The 6th sense is really something that has to do with the laws of quantum physics. And it's really your frequency, your energy, and your vibrations. So we're going to talk about, there are certain laws about this 6th sense. So the first one is the law of attraction. And this law has to do with the fact that really the energy we broadcast out into the universe gathers energies that are harmonic or resonant in frequency. So it's actually like, if you think of quantum physics and down to the atom level, there is matter, and matter is simply a vibration. So I know it's probably been a while since you've taken physics or biology in high school, but the point here is that we emit frequencies, energetic frequencies, and whatever we emit attracts other frequencies similarly. So whatever we direct our focus to in the realm of our thoughts and our thinking and our beliefs and our emotions can actually vibrate and attract something similar. So how does that apply to business? Well, a lot of my clients have a challenge when they're reaching out to do sales calls, and it could be that in your sales calls that you are actually emitting a negative thought or negative frequency when you're talking to a potential client. And when I'm nervous about speaking on live stream, then I am emitting kind of a negative vibration. The second law is that of deliberate creation. And the point here is that we're constantly sending out energetic vibrations or signals, and it's a creative process. What that means is that we can either decide to allow circumstances to calibrate this vibration, so how we react to things, or we can deliberately calibrate our own vibration, and we can learn how to do that. And that's what this is all about in these 15 days. Okay? The third law is the law of potentiality. And this law is that everything in the world is created twice. But what this means is before we can create, before anything exists in a physical form, it exists in an energetic form as pure potentiality. It's like an inkling concept, an idea. So I'll give you an example. When I founded my company, museumshop.com, it didn't exist. It was just an idea I had. And I was so committed to that vision and thinking about it all the time and making things happen to create this, that I was able to form a company and get venture-backed financing, which is something that a lot of people aren't able to do. And you can do that too. The law of allowing is number 4. And this law is also called the principle of least effort. You may have heard Deepak Chopra, if you've read any of his work, talk about this, the law of least resistance. And this law has to do with the fact that creation has a normal gestation period. Any of you who've had kids? Yep. I mean, it takes 9 months to gestate and get pregnant and have a baby. So the point here is that creation unfolds not by brute force, but by hard work and sacrifice, and pushing it, but through a process that unfolds organically. So this is important when you get to a point in your business where you're just trying so hard, and sometimes you need to just kind of sit back and let things unfold. We'll get into that further in the next few days. So the 5th law is the law of detachment, similar to the law of least effort. And this point is that you understand that sometimes softening your focus and surrendering is often the best course of action. This is when synchronicity happens. Why is this? Because detaching from our goals can allow us to broaden our vision, so we can receive ideas and impulses from other sources, such as business coaches, friends, peer entrepreneurs. Get those brainstorming sessions, and this can strengthen our creation, our idea, our business idea. The 6th is the law of polarity. Now this, you've probably seen that symbol of yin and yang. This law is that the universe is created from opposite forces, and that we cannot truly, really understand or know joy or fulfillment or love if we haven't experienced sadness or loss or loneliness. And you say, how in the world does this impact me and my business? Well, the presence of anything unwanted in your business or in your thinking is just one side of the reality. If you understand this, then you can shift your thinking. We're going to get into this a little bit more. And then the 6th law is the law of sufficiency and prosperity. Okay. This is actually the 7th law. So I got the numbers wrong, but this is the most important and includes all of the other laws. So this whole law of sufficiency and prosperity and scarcity is a spectrum. So think of it as a broad spectrum, okay? With scarcity or lack on one end and prosperity and abundance on the other. Why is this important? Because you can't jump in your thinking from scarcity to abundance. You cannot move from a state of scarcity to a state of prosperity. What you need to do is to go to sufficiency, which is in the middle. This is the tipping point. And this is a huge, huge, huge realization for me. Because once you can get to the point of thinking of all of the things in your business that are satisfactory or sufficient, then you can move to the next level, which is abundance or prosperity. So we will get into this in much more detail with examples. But what I'm going to do right now, since we're at 12 minutes, well, I'll expand. Let me just expand one more on that. So, and this should say number 7. Again, I told you there were going to be bloopers. But what we focus on expands in our reality. We get a stronger vibration, a stronger frequency. All right, you've heard of what we attract. You attract what attracts you. In every situation or relationship, and especially in our business, we can find something to appreciate if we're willing to look. All right, and then the act of intentionally looking for what is good enough in our business or what is sufficient frees our energy to begin to create what we really want in our business. Thanks so much for joining me.